welcome back to my channel, The Cutest Little Thing, Upcycle with Andrea. Thanks so much for hopping on and joining me today. Today we are going to be doing some crafting, some thrift flips. They are all going to be in the lemon theme. I wanted to do some lemon decor before summer was over. So I have several things in store that we're going to be doing together. Some items I've had in my stash for some time. I'm going to be using them and flipping them over using my lemon decor. We're going to be doing some decoupaging and of course chalk painting and some other things. I won't tell you everything. So let's just get going with our projects. Okay, y'all, for this project, I have this, it's sort of like a little tray I thrifted for $1.99, and I don't know if it went to some type of game. I'm not really sure what it is, but we're going to be using this to do our craft. I'm starting with the color Cashew in the Waverly, and I'm just going to go ahead and give this tray, I'm sure we'll need 2 coats. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it 2 good coats of our paint. Okay guys, our 2 coats of Cashew has dried really well. I didn't quite have to use a full 2 coats. I did my first coat, and that did really good coverage. I'm not sure if it's because this was a light colored wood, but I mostly just had to do touch up with the second coat. So now I'm going to be going with the white wax in the Waverly. I'm going to mostly just focus on my outer edging here and around the outside. I don't need any right in the center because of what we are going to do with this. So I'm just brushing some on all along these edges. And I was thinking about doing some dark wax as well, but I'm not exactly sure. I may just lightly go and do some, and then, you know, like before my white wax dries, and then I can go and just kind of wipe off some excess, because I don't want it to get too dark, but I wouldn't mind it having that antique wax on it just to give it that look, because I do love that look. Okay, I got that on. Now I'm just using the same brush, and I'm just going to barely get some antique wax on my brush. And let's see here. We'll just wait, let me grab me a napkin. Alright, I'm just going to barely brush some on. Just real light-handed. I'm almost sort of just distressing with it. Okay, and just go along that top there. Okay, so I got that one side done. So that's looking good. So that's just kind of how I'm going to go around this entire box. I don't even think I'm going to have to wipe off any excess the way. Now if I get too heavy in an area, I'll just take my dry paper towel and wipe it back. But the way this is going, as long as I don't have a boo-boo, I think I'll be okay doing it this way. So just the combo of my white wax still being wet and also just using that same brush that I used to apply my white wax and just being light-handed with it, it is giving me the look that I was going for. So I'm always kind of nervous about using dark wax, especially when you're not quite sure if you want to use dark wax. And so you definitely don't want it to go on there too dark. Alright, so I'm just going to finish going around this entire box, this same technique until I get it all coated. And then we'll be ready for our next step. Okay guys, so we got that. Now I'm going to take, this is just a little lemon plaque that was given to me. It's super cute. I love the truck and I love the colors. And so I'm just going to glue this plaque right in the center of our tray here. I just wanted to be sure that my antique wax and everything was far enough over. I think I'm going to put a little more on this edge over here, just to make sure. It's far enough over. Okay. So I'm just going to take some wood glue and some hot glue. To place our plaque. Okay. Try not to let those glues touch, because when they touch they have some kind of weird reaction and they just don't stick really well. So, alright, so right in the center. Be sure it's straight. Just kind of eyeball that. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to sit it over to the side and let it dry a little bit, and then we're going to embellish it with a cute bow and add us a hanger, and this will be complete. It will be a quick little lemon craft complete. Okay guys, so I just made a ribbon strip bow here. I just had some different burlap ribbons, and I just kind of cut them into strips and then just crisscrossed them and tied them all together with a piece of jute string. So now I'm getting ready to hot glue this onto our sign. I think I decided I'm going to hot glue it in the corner here. I thought about the corner, and then I thought about the middle. And I'm not really sure why my... Here, let me stick a piece of glue right there. Okay, kind of secure that on the corner. Okay, so I have some little hangers. I'm going to put one here in case they want to hang it. And then this can also sit. It's or lean. It can be like a shelf leaner or sitter. So it can be done that way as well. And then I'm debating on putting a piece of jute rope like right here in case they want to hang it that way. But I don't think I will. I think I'll just leave it like this and then just attach the hardware on the back. So guys, I think this is super cute. Okay, y'all, I ripped that bow off because I forgot I wanted to add just a little bit of greenery underneath that bow. So I have it adjusted now how I was planning to do it. So I'm just going to re-glue that bow and everything down with the greenery. Okay, and I had to secure my bow just a little bit better. Somehow I did not tie, I don't think I double knotted my tie when I did that. So I got that done, so that will be good and secure. Playing around with this greenery, going to get it glued in place. Okay, and now for my bow. Okay guys, there we go. Okay, now, super cute. I love that. I think it is so cute. Okay, so now to go with our picture here, I have a basket that I thrifted for 90, no, this one was actually 49 cents. And I want to make a little lemon arrangement to go with our picture. So I have these fake lemons. I bought a big pack of them off of Amazon. And I just have some different greeneries here. This was some, oh goodness, what's it called? Boxwood. Boxwood I got from Walmart, and I also have some eucalyptus and different things like that. So first I want to get something to kind of fill my basket, because this is sort of a deep basket and I don't want to have to use, you know, that'll save my greenery and all if I use a filler. So to do that, I'll use pieces of pool noodles. I usually just grab these at the dollar store. They're $1 at my local Dollar General, and then they're $1.25 at Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to cut some pieces. And just make sure I'm not cutting them too big. Okay, and then I'll cut them in half. see, it just sort of fills your container. So you don't have to use so much, you know, of your florals and even your moss. If you know, like to fill with moss, you still won't have to use so much of it. It's just a very inexpensive way to help fill your containers. Okay, guys. Okay, one thing I'm going to do, I can see that orange just a little bit in my basket from the outside. So I'm going to line my basket first with some burlap that I cut. I just buy the big pack of it off of Amazon. Okay, so now I'll refill my basket. With my pool noodles. Okay, so now I won't have to worry. And those are pretty, I've got them kind of squished together, so they're pretty secure and tight in there. Okay, now I'm just going to put a piece of burlap over the top. I might have to fold it in some. Okay, I'm just gonna start getting me some greenery stuck in. That'll kind of hold that burlap too. Okay, I want my taller pieces kind of more in the middle. And that sticks right through the pool noodle also. I think one more piece. Now I'm going to fill in sort of with these little eucalyptus pieces. And once I get everything adjusted how I want it, I'll go back and hot glue. I'll just, you know, hot glue the pieces in place so I don't have to worry about them coming out or anything. But first, I just want to get everything in there how I want it. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of start, I might have to trim those stems just a little bit. Now I'm going to just kind of start laying, I'm going to lay a few lemons in here. Maybe like 3. And there we go, guys. Just as simple as that. And I may add like a little tag to it because I have some small lemon prints that I could decoupage on a tag and hang. But I think that is super cute and will be the cutest little accent for our sign we just made and our other lemon decor. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay guys, for our next craft, going right along with our lemon theme, I thrifted this picture frame for $1.99. It's a mud pie picture frame. It's got the hardware and also the little stand on the back. This bow is lined with this yellowish greenish color. So I grabbed it out my stash. I think it will be the perfect thing to use to go with some lemon decor with it. This is going to be a simple flip, very quick. I love the wood. I love how it looks. I'm not going to paint it or anything. I'm just going to use it as is. I went and, I purchased this graphic off of an Etsy shop. If I remember, I will link that in the description below. So I just printed it onto, this is like some vintage paper I get from Amazon. So I printed it onto the vintage antique paper. I'm just going to simply cut it out and put it in our frame here to go along with our lemon decor. And I'm just going to cut it and just do the clean edge since it's going to go into a picture frame. Normally I like to do the feather technique where it doesn't have that straight cut edge. But for this project in particular, I think the cut edge will be more appropriate and will just look better for this project. Okay, let me just trim this edge down. Okay, let me grab my screwdriver because with this I'm going to have to unscrew this to be able to put this inside. And I thought about even decoupaging it over the top, but these little hardware pieces are in the way. I don't think I can remove those, but let me grab a screwdriver and we'll see. Okay, so I took that off and I did decide I just want to decoupage this print onto here because when I put the little frame back on, it doesn't cover the entire area, and I just think it'll look better for the entire area to be covered. So where the little screws were, I just have a sanding block here. I'm going to smooth that surface out just so it won't poke through when this gets decoupaged on there. And I would put some air dry clay in there, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal. If it were much bigger than that, I would do some air dry clay and smooth it out. But I don't think it will be a problem. And this is already white, so I'm not going to paint it either. Just going to put my decoupage on. Okay, just gonna spread an even layer over this. Okay, and then this print just fits perfectly right over that area. Okay. I'm just going to let this dry, and then I'm just going to take my sanding block and just kind of hit those edges, the top and the bottom, because it's overlapping just a little bit. But the sides are fine. They fit fine. But the top and the bottom's overlapping just a tad. So I'll hit that with the sanding block. And then this will be complete. But look how cute that is. I love how that lemon pairs with this burlap ribbon trimmed in yellow. I love this. So just a quick, super cute thrift flip. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, for this project, I just have a piece of scrap wood that I had on hand. And I'm just going to start off by doing sort of like a whitewash technique. I'm going to be using the color Plaster in the Waverly. And I have a little bowl of water over here to the side. And normally how I do this technique, I'll just kind of start brushing on some paint. And then I'll dip my brush in water and just spread the paint. It just helps it spread further, the water does. And then it's also going to give us that wash technique because it just puts the paint on there thin. We just want a thin layer of paint and not really like full coverage, because I still want to see some design in the wood popping through. Especially with, I especially love the wash technique with wood, you know, when I'm working with wood. I just like the look that it gives. And I'll probably just need this one coat. And that will probably be enough. Maybe we may need to do some touch up, but probably just the one coat will be good. For the look that we're going for. And I'm just going to, I'm not going to worry about the unevenness of the piece of wood or the knots or cracks or anything, because that just gives it more character, and I just love that look. I love the rustic look. So okay, so I'm just going to even that out. And I'm going to go ahead and do the sides also, because I want the sides to be done as well. And then we'll just let this dry and move on to our next step. Okay, while that dries, I have another little piece of scrap wood. I'm going to do the same technique to it using the same color. We're doing Plaster in the Waverly. And just going to do the same technique here with the whitewash. This little piece of wood was actually from, if you guys have seen my video where I flipped the old wooden hutch that I thrifted. This piece of wood was actually a piece of the drawer. I took the drawers to the hutch and just took them apart because I made shelves instead of having the drawers. And I just took the drawers apart, and I've just been using that wood. So save your wood. You can use that wood for other projects. Even this little piece of wood, you wouldn't think that it could be used for anything, but it can. Okay, guys, I'm just going to sit this over to the side as well. And let it dry. Okay, now our piece of board is good and dry. I have this image I purchased off of Etsy and downloaded and printed. I've already cut my paper a little bit, sized it up to fit, and I'm just going to be decoupaging this right on to our board. So let me grab my Mod Podge. And okay, so I'm just gonna Mod Podge right on the back of our paper. And you want a good layer, not extremely thick and not too thin. Okay. And I'm just going to be placing this right on the board. And pressing down. Well, I don't know how I didn't get any. I might just put it right on the board there. Just to be sure it gets all the way to the edge. Okay, I'm just gonna let that dry, and then I can just kind of take my sanding block and sand it a little bit. And we'll be on to our next step. Okay, now we're back to our little one here. Same thing, I just have a image I purchased off of Etsy. I downloaded, printed, and now I've just cut it out. And I'm going to be decoupaging it right onto our little block. Just like we did the other one. Make sure I get all the way to the edges this time. Okay, and then right onto our block of wood. Just pressing that down. Okay, now we'll just let that dry. Look how cute it already is. Alright guys, now back to our piece of wood here. I already took my sander block and just kind of hit those edges and got that overhang that I had a little bit of there. So now I'm just taking, I have some buffalo plaid ribbon, and I'm just going to go on each edge, and I'm going to have to straighten. There's a wire on each side. I could cut that wire out. That might work better. But I'm just going to wrap each end. And just sort of hot glue it around the back. Just to sort of create a border, and then the other lemon decor we've made, it has this buffalo check ribbon in it. I think I'm going to cut, I'm just going to cut, especially over here because it's hitting my L. I'm going to just go and cut off that piece of wire right there. That's what I'm going to do that. Okay, so I cut that off. I was a little afraid it would fray at the end, and it is a little bit, but I think it's going to be okay. Now I'm just going to dab some hot glue at the top and bottom here, just to hold my ribbon in place where I can get it how I need it, because I'm going to be wrapping it around the back. Okay, so now I can flip it. Over and wrap it, and I want it tight. Okay, so that's going to kind of hold that in place there. Okay. So now I'm just going to do the other side. Let that dry. Just like that. And then we'll go to our next step. Okay, so I got the ribbon on the other side. Now I'm just going to be taking the color ink in the Waverly, and I have a chippy brush, and I'm just going to sort of dry brush some of this ink across this sign. I'm going to kind of start up at the top and just kind of brush, sort of distressing it, giving it some distressing. And then the other side. Let me offload some paint. And now I'm just going to lightly go over the entire sign. I'll try not to go over the lemon and just leave that good and yellow. And go a little heavier where the wording isn't at. And that just sort of blends the decoupage paper into the wood, where you don't really see a you know, a start and a stop with that. It just all blends in. And then I'm going to do the same thing to our little sign here. And we'll just kind of start on the edge. I'm trying to get some more paint, and we'll get some on the edges as well. Okay, guys. And I think after a cute little bow on both of these, they will be complete. I think they are super cute addition to the lemon decor. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay guys, I got the bows on. Look how cute. And let me show you this one. Super cute. I wanted to show you how I added the jute rope for a hanger. I decided to do that. I just went on the back and I actually did wood glue because that's what I had in here. I could not find my E6000. And so I did wood glue and hot glue to hold my jute hanger. And then this, I just have these little half beads, crafter beads I order from Amazon. And I just, with my finger, painted it black with chalk paint, the color ink. And then I made my little ribbon strip bow and then hot glued the little crafter bead in the center. And I wanted to show you, I decided, I just love this. I think little simple crafts are super cute. The only thing is, it had this on it, which I was okay with. And when I first grabbed this little block of wood, I was going to do something where I could sit it horizontally where this would not show. But then I decided to go with this. So anyway, I'm just going to take my jute rope and I'm just going to run it all the way around. I just think it's going to add so much to it. And just run it all the way around like that and just hot glue it. So I'm going to start at the top. Just start it there. And I'll have to run it on the edge of this, I guess. I don't want you to be able to see a ton of hot glue sticking on the side. Oh goodness, I'm making a mess. It's just difficult to get it alongside of that crack. Okay, there. It's doing it now. Okay, and then back around the bottom. And then the other side. All right, and there we go. Just gonna let this hot glue dry and set. But I think that just added so much and it's super cute. And I'm just going to take my thin jute string and make a little hanger on the back of this as well. So I love that. I think these turned out super cute.